So if you saw my Llama live regarding using ways to get out and buy myself a new bike, here it is. Now what we're going to do today, given the sun's out and it's a really good opportunity to have a real close look over this bike, I'll run you through a few of the things I looked at on this bike before I chose to purchase it, and also once I got it home to make sure it was all good to go. And to make sure there was no hidden catches, I guess you'd call it, on this bike. So I'm going to whack it up on this rig in the sunlight, and I'll take you over the bike, the things I look for, and the things you can look for as well if you're looking at a second-hand frame. Let's go. The sun is belting down here, so thank you, hot summer Melbourne sun, for that. Okay, first of all, just general inspection here of the bike, cables, cable rub, nothing on that side, everything looks good. Down tube, it's looking really good. Now on the back here, here's a telltale sign, one I look at. Now, we all know I ride a lot of indoors, so that actually wears out quite quickly on the indoor. If you're taking the bike in and out, so the hanger there, if you can see that, if I can get in nice and close, that's looking pretty good. As you can still, the paintwork is still on the back there, the top there. So there's not a lot of wear on the hanger. Good thing about these Giants is the hanger's easily replaceable. And on the other side, looking nice and clean, nice and clear, no sort of grind marks or scuff marks or anything like that. Hasn't been a lot of group sets, probably the original group sets been on this, and that's about it. So the press marks in here. No stone chips flying up through there, that's looking super clean. Another one, if someone's actually buckled a wheel, had a crash, you'll get some gouge marks through here where the wheel will be off center. So probably can't see it in this light, but there's just a slight shine mark here, but that's nothing at all. It's just added a bit of shine. Other than that, through here, look at that. It's super, super clean. What else can we look at? The seat post itself hasn't been pulled in and out. It hasn't been, shoved down for traveling at all. The bolts aren't worn, threaded. That's all looking good. And just the general cleanliness of the whole thing. It's actually, I'm actually quite impressed with this top tube. Nothing through here, just a few sweat marks, that's probably about it. Cable rub on there, that's fine. In regard to these back lugs as well, I already checked the front ones just before I clamped it in here, so they look nice and clean. Now ideally, to be 100% sure, you get someone like Raul Lucia to check it all out and run his ultra scan over it. There'd be a charge to do that, but peace of mind if you're not quite sure about the bike you've bought. This is looking pretty good, and given the general condition of the bike, I'm okay with it so far. And have a look at the condition of the bolts as well. If the bike's been given a hard life, if it's a rust or a bit of there, head stem bolt. Look at that, that's actually looking super, super good. So, right. That's that side of the bike done, and yeah, I will go to the other side as well. Another one is the down tube bolts. Look at that, they're all as good as new. So take one of those out. The thread on that's looking super. Okay, let me spin it around, look at the other side, and then we'll go for an overview. I'd like to thank my clothesline there for framing that shot just nicely. All right, general spin. Hey, if you like the stand that I've got running here, it's only a couple of dollars. It's an old builder's stand with a front hub bolted on. I'll cover a whole other video on that. I've done it in my bike wash video. I think I quickly covered it, but I might go buy a new one from scratch because this is getting a bit tatty, and we'll run you through that. So super bargain. And this is the platform I'll be using to actually build the whole bike on. Rock solid. Okay, let's have a look at this side. Okay, drive chain side. Slight bit of cable rub there, but I mean, you could hardly even see that. That's to be expected. Again, front brake, probably, that's all good. That's probably the only blemish on it, but if you have a look, I can rub it out. Is that a frame number on here? I reckon this is done Amy's Grand Fondo. But again, the seat post is good, the bolts are good from this side. The derailleur clamp looks fine. No catch up of chain. If you've ever done a chain bite, you might get some rub through here. It's looking fine. Again, you might be able to see that small. I mean, that's the only blemish I can find, and if you can tell, that's absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Came with a little RS Ant Plus speed sensor. It's a bonus. And the hanger itself, it's not threaded or anything. Just a quick grab of that. No creaks on the bike. I've also taken I've also spun the head unit around as well to make sure the bearings are good. Another thing to look at, if it comes with the bottom bracket, just make sure it's not too grindy. Okay, apologies for the angle this is on. I can't be bothered getting my tripod out for this one today. Nice and quick again. So on the bike itself, let's run through it. General inspection of the frame in the sunlight is brilliant. You can actually see any cracks, any blemishes in the paint, any scrapes. Before I put the bike on the frame here, I checked the front wheel clamps to ensure there was no wear or tear there. The back clamps as well, I had a look at those. That sort of gives an indication how often the bike's been used. Wheel in, wheel out, on a trainer, off a trainer. If you've popped it out of a trainer, it'll scrape marks. Inner scrape marks on the stays. Also up in here, inner scrape marks. There's a small stone mark there, but you know, if you run over a big stone, it gets stuck on your wheel, you'll scrape one around. That's just general par for the course. Usually they'll happen through here as well. Super clean. Seat post. Look, that's my quick overview. As I said, you get someone like Raul Lucia to actually professionally look a bike like this over if you weren't too sure and you were spending a lot of money. But for me, look, what I spent on this was $800 with a set of wheels. Australian, that's not bad. The frame's a few years old, but this has hardly been ridden. So the owner, thumbs up for that. Gumtree wasn't too bad. It paid off for me today. We're going to have to put the 11-speed group set on that. Finally, if you've been watching the channel, you know I've got an 11-speed group set sitting in the box there, ready to go for a while. I have a set of bars. I have a seat. Those cranks. I'm going to have to get a power meter. I'm really looking forward to getting a Power to Max NG. If that doesn't eventuate, we'll look at a Quark that now transmits in Bluetooth as well. So there's my overview. The challenge now is, as per another video I've already done, take my measurements from here to here, seat height, reach, make sure that the stem's in the right height, probably have to get that steerer cut, and then bike number 2. Look, I hope this has been somewhat informative, and thanks for watching. Let's ride, the sun's out.